advanced Rumley. They call this the Universal, partially because it can burn coal, wood, and straw. This particular one was built in 1920, weighs about 12 tons. It's the Somerville family in memory of Lang Somerville. And we got Tim Somerville up there who's doing the operating. Tim, whenever you're ready, go forward. Thanks, Tim. Next up we have an advanced Rumley, 20 horsepower, same one, 1919, weighs in 12 tons. It's owned and operated by the Smalley family, and we have up there operating it is Kaylin Luck. Kaylin, got a whistle. Any more? Nope, that's it. Hey, you know what? It's a lot of work to bring these through. You can applaud and he can hear. So let's give us some applause. Thank you. Come on, give us some applause. Next up, another advanced Rumley. This one's rated at 25 horsepower. Built 1920, comes in about 16 tons. The Somerville family again. And I believe the operator up there is Dale. All right. Dale, you got a whistle. Alright, we got another 20 horsepower advanced Rumley. You can tell the 20 horsepower was very popular. This one was built in 1922, weighs in 12 tons. Kevin Chatfield and family. They're from Mason, Michigan. Give a big hand. Thank you, Kevin. You know here? All right. Jacob, wait till I ask you. This is an advanced Rumley rated 18 horsepower. Built 1922, weighs about 9 tons. Shown by the Somerville family in memory of Lang Somerville. And the operator up there, I believe, is Jacob Somerville. And as soon as he gets a little farther here forward, Mr. Somerville, you got a whistle. Any more? No, okay. Hey, give a big hand. Thanks for bringing it through. All right, next up we have an advanced steam engine. All right, this is advanced Rumley Universal 20 horse. Built in 1918, owned and operated the John Harton family. Hey, you got a whistle up there. Any more? Hey, give a big hand. up an advanced rumbly rated at 20 horsepower. Built 1919, weighs in at 12 tons. The Tim Palmer family, that includes his son Tim Palmer and grandson Jason and Travis. They're from Mesa, Michigan. Mr. Palmer, you got a whistle. Any more? No, thank you. Give him a big hand. Bring them on, guys. Next up, we have a Kent Garmin rated at 22 and 80 horsepower. It's built 1924, weighs at 11 tons. And the Coe-Emmons family from Mesa, Michigan, and let's see who it is. Is that Dana? All right, that's Dana. Dana Carl is the operator up there. Thank you. All right, now the next steam engine is the largest one on the ground. It's rated 110 horsepower. Built 1911 originally, weighs in at 18 tons. Owned right now by that gentleman up there, Mr. Jim Schrock from Michigan. Now, his dad built this, and he had to travel all across the United States to get parts. One of them was actually the wheel was being used as a flower bed. And so his dad, John Schrock, put this together. He had well over 1 million miles on his truck to get it all done. If you look, try and look for the steering wheel. You can't see one because it's power steering. He does it with levers. Okay? And it won the best restored engine in 2017 at the National Threshing. Jim, you got a whistle. Any more? That's enough. Give him a big hand. It's a lot of work. All right, next up we have one of our model steam engines. This is a 5/8 scale of a 2390 Baker, and it's owned by the Lux and Gann families, Mesa, Michigan, and being operated, I was told, by Todd Lux. It's got a JS boiler on it. Hey, you got a whistle on there. Any more? No. Thank you. All right, next one is a 65 horsepower case, built in 1915, weighs in about 12 tons. The Smalley family, and operator, I believe, is Chandler Lux. Purchased from the Egbert family, if you're old enough to remember that. And I believe Chandler's up there. Chandler, you got a whistle. Any more? Give him a big hand. Thanks, Chandler, for bringing it through. All right, next up we have a Port Huron steam engine. These were made in Michigan, rated 19 and 65 horsepower. It was built about 1918, weighs in at 9 tons. Alan Pawlowski is the operator and owner there from Mesa, Michigan. Now, if you look on your side, you will see that there are 2 cylinders, the small one in front of the big one. The small one is high pressure, the big one is low pressure. That's called a compound, and so that's a tandem compound. Hey, you got a whistle. Any more? No. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Now, this is another is another Port Huron. You can see a little better. Again, a compound is if it has a high pressure and a low pressure. Now, it can be side by side, okay? But Port Huron was one of them that made them in tandem. And if you're old enough, you might have ever heard this term of tandem bicycle. That's two riders in front of each other, or bicycle built for two, we call now. But tandem, the rod inside, go ahead, keep moving. The rod actually goes at the same time. So, this is 16 horsepower, and Mr. Johnny Van Sickle and grandson Michael from Howell, Michigan. You got a whistle. I believe that's Michael right there. Thank you. All right, next up we have a advanced steam engine rated 16 and 50 horsepower, built 1907, weighs about 8 tons. The operator up there is Sylvia Barson, and it was once owned by Homer Holt in 1942. Sylvia, you got a whistle. Any more? Okay. She does a great job, and believe me, she knows how to operate that steam engine. All right, now this is her dad. This is rated 10 horsepower. It's a Firebug. And Larry from Jackson, Michigan. And it has a 1919 LaFrance running gear. That's out of a fire engine. The boiler and engine came from a 1922 Buffalo Springfield road roller, and it was put together by a gentleman named Jim Haley and acquired by Larry Barson, and they have a good time with it. Larry, you got a whistle? Any more? Oh, shame on you. Give a big hand. Thanks, Larry. All right, next up, this gentleman's a friend of mine. He's from Edgerton, Wisconsin, and his name is Charles Hendrickson. This is a half scale of a 1914 50 horsepower case. It was built by a gentleman named Walter Durst in Beloit, Wisconsin in 1963, and Charlie comes to several shows, including this one, and also a lot down to the National Thresher Association the last weekend in June. Mr. Hendrickson, you got a whistle? Any more? Oh, thank you. Next up, a 60 horsepower case built 1919, weighs about 11 tons, owned by Dylan Connor and family from Eunice, Michigan, and it actually came out of Texas. And this was the last year that they built the 60. After that, they built a 65. Dylan, you got a whistle. Any more? Thanks. Give a big hand. Thanks, Dylan. Next up, an advanced Rumley rated 20 and 75 horsepower. Built 1919, weighs about 12 tons. Grayson Littleton, Mansfield, Ohio. Now, his girlfriend's not here, but we're going to be thanking her anyways. To Bella Wetzel, she helped paint it because last year they got it all done and painted it up. She did a great job. Grayson, you got a whistle. Any more? Any more? That was enough. Yeah, you got the crowd going, didn't you? Thank you, Grayson. Next up, another advanced Rumley. we are featuring the Advanced Rumbly, so that's why. This is 16 horsepower, built in 1917, weighs in at 10 tons. The Dennis Smalley family from Mesa, Michigan, and the operators are Ben Broadbeck and Riker Crothers. Hey guys, you got a whistle. Any more? I'll take that as a no. Thank you very much. We have an advanced steam engine built in 1916, and it's owned by Justin and Nicole Green and the Shepherd family.